I couldn't remember how long it had been since I last shot a video down at the local river. At first I guessed it was about a month, and on checking I was astonished to discover the last video publication date was on the 7th of June. It was only last year I started shooting regular videos of my exploits here, a kind of personal video diary. As it turned out, 2021 was a good choice. This river is on the lowland plain over its entire course and doesn't benefit from hills or high ground to collect or concentrate its water sources. It's more of a spring creek than it is a spate river, although it is rain fed and has a couple of big lowland locks in its course. Anyway, last year we had huge rainfall in late May, and that topped up the groundwater and kept the river in half decent order throughout the dry summer months. Although it did drop quite low eventually, it was nothing like this year. This year has not been so good. I've been fishing this river since the mid-1960s, and this is the lowest I've ever seen it. It really needs rain, even if that just stops the farmers pumping it dry to irrigate their potatoes. But I guess it's not been easy for them either. Anyway, whatever. I've not fished it for 2 months. The fish are still there, but with the hot weather and subsequent high water temperatures, it just didn't feel right to be stressing the fish out even more. We've had a few warm weeks, none like further south in the UK, but still hot enough to make us Scots even less functional than normal. Despite the hype and the OTT forecasts of Armageddon, everyone I know appears to have survived. We Scots are genetically programmed to operate between minus and plus 10 degrees centigrade. Once it gets much hotter than that, we cease to function properly, although admittedly it is something's hard to tell the difference. But things are looking better now. Temperatures are in a more Scottish mid to high teens range, and my central heating came on this morning. Best of all, the water in the river, although still very, very low, is now a healthy 15 degrees C, and 1 or 2 fish seem to be active. So anyway, let's go down to the water side and have a few casts and see how we get on. Well, here we are back at the local river at long last. 3 months it's been since I last fished here. We've had the most amazingly dry summer and low water. Low water combined with high water temperatures just made it fishing the wrong thing to do. But had a few downpours over the last couple of days, which put the river up a couple of inches, but it quickly dropped back again. But most importantly, the water temperature's fine now, so we can fish with a clear conscience. All the irrigation pumps seem to be off us. I noticed there's one there, a white gizmo across there. I don't think they're running it at the moment yet. There's the hose coming across the field. There's potatoes up here. I think they've been irrigating those, but it's been non-stop the whole summer. This is a real big potato growing area, this. And my goodness me, they've been pumping the rivers dry. But that appears to be over for the year now. Hopefully, anyway. So anyway, we'll get down to the river and see what it's like. I'm going to fish with a single dry fly, an elk hiatus, see how we get on. But look at that sky. I think there might be more rain or thunderstorms on the way. So this could be cut quite short, but we'll see. But never happy, eh? Moaning about the lack of rain, never moaning because it looks like there could be some rain. Oh my goodness me. Anyway, I just wonder if I can still remember how to cast. Right, I'll see you when I get to the river. So here we are, back on familiar ground, By the way, I'd just like to say thanks to everyone who got in touch with me. I've had quite a few messages, basically wondering where the hell I've been. I think when you get used to publishing videos regularly, like I've been doing, and then they just stop, people start to worry that as the old fool finally collapsed and died, is he lying at the bottom of his favourite pool on that wee river? But no, I'm fine. It's just as I explained earlier, fishing just hasn't been the right thing to do. So thanks once again for all the messages, and unfortunately no, I am still alive. So you'll have to put up with more of this nonsense. Right, we'll get down here. Oh my god, that is so low. We'll chuck an elk here, carry us up here. But got quite a gusty wind. Luckily it's behind me, so at the moment it's on my back, so it's upstream-ish. So let's go down and give it a go. Well, as you all know, this river isn't very wide at the best of times, but at the moment it's about 2/3 to half its sort of regular width, and there's just about no flow in these pools. For a bit of a job seeing my fly, it's a little bit on the glary side. No sign of any fish moving at all. They say that fish don't like changeable weather or the fluctuations between high and low pressure. Apparently that puts them down. I don't know how you actually prove that, but that's what they say anyway. Fly's just not floating well at all. There might be some junk on it. Well, it's not often I don't get a fish in this pool, but it's looking a bit like I'm not going to get one today. Might actually been better a bit further down the river. There may have been a bit more water there because there's a couple of small feeder streams join just a mile or so downstream from here. Right, let's have a try in here. The glare's even worse here, unfortunately. I just can't see a thing. Oh, that was a fish rose to me there. I missed it. Oh, that was another one, just nosed it there. I missed it as well. The wind's really catching the line quite badly. It's so shallow here, you could cross here in trainers almost. I had a couple of quick trips up to Boulder Creek, one towards the end of May, and it was a disaster. I did get two fish, I think it was, not very big, and I got blown off the river. It was so windy. And then I went back again a couple of weeks back, and it just dawned on me that in the 10-year absence, I'm a hell of a lot less fit. I really struggled on the river. The banks were so difficult, so that ended up with a bit of a disaster as well. So unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of video shot. I did get 1 or 2 clips. I might publish them later on. We shall see. But I just suddenly realised I'm not as young and fit as I used to be. This local river is relatively easy going. So yeah, I don't think I'll be bothering with Boulder Creek again. It's not just that, it's just too far away as well. An hour and a half drive to get there. And with fuel being as expensive as it is now, it's really quite hard to justify. Another one I missed. The problem is I'm not seeing the fly. So by the time I detect the rise, it's gone. But again, they're just small fish. Guys, I think I'm going to struggle to get a fish here today. The omens are not good. Another one. Try a different angle on it. Yeah, fishing dry fly blind isn't the best way. I've only ever got a rough idea where the fly is, and by the time I see the splash, it's too late. I mean, my eyesight isn't brilliant anyway. So you're getting all the excuses now. Right, we'll try up a wee bit. There's my pet sand martin colony over there that you're all probably familiar with. A lot of new burrows in it, but it's deserted. I guess September, the sand martins have probably decided it's time to head back to Africa. Sand martins are always the first of these swallow type birds to arrive, and it looks like they're the first to go. Right, we'll try up at the corner pool. And yet again, I can't see a damn thing. There's not really much you can do about that. All that white, greyish white cloud and no sun. It's just a recipe for glare. Sometimes just by shifting your height or shifting the angle, you can lessen it a bit. But I couldn't tell you where that fly is if my life depended on it. Obviously I know within a foot or so where it's landed, but that's about it. So by the time you see the splash, it's too late. Might be better fishing with nymphs, but it is soaked up with another fish. It's so shallow and so weedy, I would just spend all my time removing the weeds for the flies. Quickly get fed up with that. So I've had plenty of rises. It's just my incompetence means I've had no fish. Yeah, these takes have been a bit half-hearted. I can see the fly a wee bit better now. I think I should maybe take a leaf out of Philip's book on the Carrick channel. Philip, he fishes in Lewis, the guy from Northern Ireland. I should maybe get a leaf out of his book and have tea stops. It would probably be a bit more interesting than this, although to be honest with you, I'm not sure I would like to drink the water out of this river. Too many septic tank outlets drain into here. And even although the effluent is treated, I still don't want to drink it. The water quality in this river, I think it's officially poor. That was another fish, by the way. Cannot see a damn thing. Well, visibility is even worse here, which is a shame because this is actually quite a good pool. So I'm kind of stuck with it, unfortunately. At least I'm out again. I'm actually quite close to the village here. I don't know if I'm within earshot of these houses. That makes me a little bit more self-conscious about standing here, standing in the middle of the river, waving a stick, speaking to myself. The local kids run at their mum. Mum, there's a strange man with a funny hat in the river speaking to himself. So that's okay, dear. I don't think he's dangerous. There's just no depth of water here at all. Try further up. So I haven't bothered going back up to the big loch again this season. I've only fished it that once. I made a video earlier on in the year. And to be honest with you, I got a wee bit scunnert with it. There's a good Scots word for you, scunnert. And it's just because the whole place is so uniform. Everything about it is uniform. And I'm not a river fisher really, that than a loch fisher. Although by the way I'm performing today, you wouldn't think so. So yeah, so I haven't been back up to the big loch at all. Last week, I had a trip up to another loch I know, one that I used to fish regularly, and I haven't fished it for about 10 years. And it's a bit of a walk to get to. So I just went up for a walk and took some cameras and the drone with me. Did a bit of photography. And had a fairly enjoyable couple of hours up there. There was one guy out and there was one boat on it. And there was one guy out in the boat, but he was away down the other end of the loch, so I didn't speak to him. But I actually might do two things actually. I might take a season ticket for there for next year, and then I might have a day. We've got 4 weeks of the season left, and especially if we don't get any rain soon for the rivers, I might have a day up at that loch before the end of the season. I don't know, we'll see. If I do, I'll try to make a video of it. Hopefully I'll do better than I'm doing today. Right, so the plan now, by the way, I hope you can hear this okay, because I realise the wind is blowing into the microphone. Yeah, I'm going to fish maybe 1 or 2 pools further down and then just call it a day, because it's just not working today. Right, I'll see you when I get further down. Right, I'll have a few casts in here. I don't think there's enough depth in the water though. If there's anything in here, it's going to be sprats. Can at least see the fly a wee bit better here. Yeah, I can actually see my fly. What a novel experience. I actually thought about putting on a really ridiculously big leggy terrestrial to see if I could pull a fish up. I might still do that actually, but I'll just fish this bit with this hiatus, which I think is a size 12. Struggling a bit to see the fly again in this bit. Nope, try further down. This is a plant that's far from home. It's a mimulus. Common name's a monkey flower. It's from South America, so it's a long way from home. So we send them our trout and they send us their weeds. That's not fair. It's actually a lovely flower. It spreads like wildfire up and down river banks. Not so much of it this year. Yeah, it's a nice plant, cheery thing. Right, we'll have a few casts in here and then probably just call it a day. Honestly, I'm running out of places to fish. Most of the water here is quite shallow, so short of going further downstream, which frankly I can't be bothered doing. So they would be old and decrepit. Yeah, so I'll have a few casts here anyway, and then probably just call it a day. Actually, what I'll do is I'll swap it. I'll put a big terrestrial on and fish this pool out with that, just to finish on something different. Right, I'll see you when I've got the fly changed. All right, let's give Elkzilla a swim. There's one thing anyway, the fish will see it. Whether they'll take it or not is a different matter, but they'll definitely see it. Probably more importantly, I'll see it. It's an old man's fly. would sort of pass for a daddy long legs, I suppose. There should still be plenty of daddy long legs going around. I've actually done surprisingly well with huge flies like this on this river, but usually when there's been a bit more water, you sort of kind of want them to go in with a bit of a splash as well. As any big terrestrial that was blown at the river would kind of land with a splash, rather than like an upwing fly like a dun or something. It kind of attracts, well, either attracts the fish or scares them. One fish got a nice big juicy sedge, sorry, an elkzilla. Sedgezilla is a totally different fly. This is an elkzilla. Come on fish, how can you resist it? Nope, nothing happening at all. Well folks, I think we'll probably just call it a day at that then. Not much of a video today, I'm afraid, but at least I got out and I felt like I really had to make an effort to do something after all the kind messages I've had asking if I was okay. So there's your answer. Yeah, I'm okay. Still not catching very much, but I'm okay. So I'll leave it at that for now, and hopefully we'll get some rain. There's some thunderstorms forecast, so even if we can get a flash flood or something to flush some of that weed out of the river, it'll be fine. So we've got 4 weeks left of the season, so hopefully we'll get some water before that and we'll get out and do some proper fishing. So for today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you with some footage of the hill loch that I had a wander up to last week, the one I haven't been to for 10 years, the one I'm thinking about fishing again next season. So I'll leave you with that now, so bye for now, and if you stuck with me this long, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, whenever that may be. Bye for now.